Hi guys, it's Diana. I'm here to record my palette collection again. Over the weekend, I spent about an hour and a half recording all of my makeup palettes, and when I went to transfer the footage from my camera to my computer, the file was corrupt. What I'm going to attempt to do is re-record it, but I'm going to go faster. I won't talk as much, I'll make it quick. If you're interested in this look that I have today, let me know and I'll do a tutorial. But my lipstick is from the new Nasty Gal collection from MAC. It's Gunner. I also wanted to show you my nails. I do my own nails. This is gel nails with the gel polish. And it's so quick. I love doing them. I keep my nails very short. But if you're interested in a tutorial on how I do my nails, let me know and I'll be happy to record it for you. It's so simple. But that's what they look like. Now I have all my palettes out here. I've taken them out of my drawers and out of my closets and everywhere that I have these palettes. These are all my personal palettes. And I've broken them up into sections to make it a little bit easier to get through. I'm going to start out first with more of the notable brands, some of the higher end palettes, and then followed by drugstore and then blush palettes. But as I get to a different section, I'll let you know what those are. I wanted to record this palette collection because I'm going to start the makeup basket series next week. So I wanted you to see the palettes that I have, and this is what I'll be incorporating into the basket. These are all of my own personal palettes. I purchased them all with my money, and this is my way of getting through my makeup this year. I wanted you to see what I was working with, so as I include things in my basket, you'll know what those are. If you're interested in seeing my entire makeup palette collection, then stay tuned. Starting first with the Anastasia Tamanna. The palette looks like this. It comes with the brush. Next is the Urban Decay Vice 3 palette. And I won't go into detail about the palettes because they're all over YouTube. You can Google them or you can search for them on YouTube and you'll see more detailed descriptions of them. But as I use them in my looks, I will describe them a little bit more. Next is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. It's got warm colors. It looks like that. Next is the Tartlette palette. These are all matte colors from the Tarte Amazonian Clay line. I love this palette. I can't wait to use it. Next is the Too Faced Joy to the Girls palette. And this came out in the Holiday 2013 collection. The palette looks like that. Lorac Mega Pro palette. A beautiful palette with multiple colors. I can't wait to use this in my makeup basket. Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. Beautiful colors. Can't wait to use this one. Urban Decay Electric palette. Very bright, vivid colors. And I'm sure you've seen this palette many, many times, but this is a beautiful palette. The Tartlette palette. This came out in the Holiday 2014 collection. Amazonian Clay Matte eyeshadows. The Balm's Nude Tude palette. I love this palette because the ladies on here, their lady parts are covered with the eyeshadows. How cool is that? What a neat idea. Inglot Freedom System palettes. Here I have 3 separate palettes from Inglot. Also from Inglot, I have some additional Freedom System eyeshadows, but I didn't buy the magnetized Inglot palette. I put them in this Z palette. Sephora Pantone Universe Metals palette. And it looks like this. Sephora and Pantone Universe Shades of Nature palette. Sephora and Pantone Universe Facets of Marsala Multi-Finish Eyeshadow Palette. I love this rose gold color and finish on this palette. These are the colors. It's beautiful. Again, this came out in the Holiday 2014 season. MAC's Look in a Box Face Kit in All About Beige. NARS and God Created the Woman palette. MAC Call Me Bubbles Quad. Lancome's Color Design palette in Desert Sunset. From the MAC Archie's Girl collection, the Spoiled Rich Quad. Beautiful shades of purple, lilac, and a gray. Becca Ombre Nudes palette. I love this palette. This is my favorite palette. These beautiful matte colors. Just an amazing palette. Sugar Pills Burning Heart palette. These beautiful vibrant colors. This is reading as blue, but it's a beautiful purple. This is a true purple color. All the other colors are reading true, but this blue color is actually purple. From the Riri Matte collection, Her Cocoa. And I love this rose gold cover. I didn't get many pieces from this collection. I think I got this and maybe a couple of the lipsticks or a lip gloss. And from the MAC Sharon Osbourne collection, the Duchess Quad. And from Sleek Cosmetics from the UK, this is the Sunset palette. Another palette from Sleek, the Storm palette. My third palette from Sleek is the original palette. From Lorac, a few years ago, I ordered this palette collection, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's something to do with chocolate and sweet and dessert. But it came with these 6 palettes, and I'll go through them individually. This first one is the Tantalizing Cocoa Bronze Eyeshadow Palette. Mesmerizing Dark Chocolate Cream Liner Palette. And I've used this a couple of times, not very many. Blackberry Truffle Seduction Smoky Eye Palette. Indulge in Berry Kisses Cheek and Lip Tint Palette. Ooh La La Vanilla Nude Eyeshadow Palette. Beautiful nude shadows. Caramel Love Affair Golden Eyeshadow Palette. Next, I'm moving into some of the more affordable palettes, and this is from BH Cosmetics, Take Me to Brazil. This is a dark color that you can smoke things out, and a lighter highlight color. BH Cosmetics Eyes on the 60s palette. Now let's move into some of my do-it-yourself palettes. I loved doing these do-it-yourself palettes, and it got me interested more into makeup and combining colors. But this first palette is TKB Trading Mica, and I took the loose micas and pressed them into the pans, and they turned out like this. I didn't do such a great job because some of them are breaking, but they still work very nicely. But you definitely have to use a base with these. Next are my MAC pigments. These are the individual pigments that come in the little bottles, and I just press them into some metal pans and put them in a Z palette. These are all of the colors, or most of the colors of the pigments that I have. I do have quite a few pigments, so I just pressed enough to fill up a Z palette. Another do-it-yourself palette from Drugstore Products are all of my Wet n Wild eyeshadow palettes. I have several palettes in here. A couple of them are duplicates. I just wanted to fill up the palette. But some of these are from the Comfort Zone palette, from the Vanity, and I can't remember what the green one is. But these are the Wet n Wild palettes. Now these up here are some of the original Wet n Wild colors. These are discontinued. They don't make these anymore, but I do have several backups of these. I do have 2 of the palettes in here, but I have several backups as well because these are just some beautiful colors. From Coastal Scents, I have the Revealed palette, and this mimics the Naked 1 and Naked 2 palettes. And also from Coastal Scents is the Revealed 2 palette. Again, these were inspired by the Urban Decay Naked palette series. From Crown Brush, and also inspired by the Urban Decay Naked series, Exposed 1, very similar to the Urban Decay Naked palette. Crown Brush Exposed 2 palette, inspired by the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. And these come with a double-ended brush, just like the Urban Decay Naked palettes do. Crown Brush Exposed 3 palette, inspired by the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Now this is another do-it-yourself palette, and in here I have several brands of makeup. Down here at the bottom, these are MAC lipsticks that I've pressed into some metal pans. These 5 are La Femme blushes. These 12 colors, these smaller pans, are from the Makeup Forever's Artist palette. And then down here are just some of the TKB pigments that have been pressed. And I just threw these all in my Z palette. These do-it-yourself palettes contain Coastal Scents Hot Pots, Makeup Geek eyeshadows, and individual MAC shadows in the pan. And I can't point out which ones are which. They're all mixed up in here, and I just threw them all in these palettes so I wouldn't have individual colors. But these are oranges, yellows, and some beige. These are my purples, lilacs, silvers. These are neutral colors with some browns and some berry colors. More neutral browns, some plums, purples. This one is another neutral palette. Can you tell that I love neutrals and browns? Can anybody tell that? These are blues and greens. These are the MAC double-sided. And inside I have purples with yellows and greens. This double-sided MAC palette contains some teals, blues, purples, some berries, and orange. And on this side, I do know that these are mostly MAC brand eyeshadows and some Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Moving on to my blush palettes. In the Z palette, I have all of my, or not all, some of my La Femme blushes. And these are affordable blushes that are very comparable to MAC. These are very highly pigmented. I love these, and I used these in my makeup kit originally, and then I switched over to using all MAC blushes in my Pro makeup kit. But these are all La Femme blushes, and these blushes are either $2.99 each or $3.99 each. A great bargain for a wonderful product. Very pigmented, very high quality. The Sephora and Pantone Universe Shimmering Marsala Cheek Trio. And they complement the Marsala eye palette very well. Now moving on into some of my favorite things, these are the highlight palettes. This highlight palette is the Ambient Lighting palette from Hourglass. And from NARS, the Foreplay palette. This highlight palette is a do-it-yourself palette. And these are all mineralized skin finishes from MAC that I use as highlight. And now last but not least, moving into one of my very favorite makeup products, lipsticks. This is the MAC 6 Modern Browns lipstick palette. And I love this palette. I love all of the colors that are in here. And I thought it would be convenient to have these in one place. This is a beautiful nude palette, brown palette. And I just can't wait to start using this. These bottom colors are registering more red on the camera, but these are brown colors. This is a deeper brown and a mid-tone brown. In this MAC palette are my Melt Cosmetics lipsticks. These are some interesting colors of Melt Cosmetics lipsticks. A makeup company that I really enjoy is Magnolia Makeup, and they have lots of pigments and eyeshadows and lip colors, and they've come out with some new products. But this is a lipstick palette that I picked up at one of the classes that I took. They came down last year sometime and gave a makeup class, and I was able to sample these lipstick colors, and I picked up this lipstick palette. But these are some beautiful colors. This color right here is registering blue, but it's a beautiful deep purple. The other colors are mostly true to color in the viewfinder here. And then last but not least of the lipsticks are all of my Inglot Freedom System lip colors. These are some very beautiful Inglot lipsticks. These are $5 per pan, so they're very affordable and easy to replace. And very easy to mix. And my last do-it-yourself palette is berries, pinks, and some browns, gray, just some neutral colors. And that's it, beautifuls. Those are all of my makeup palettes. Thank you so much for hanging in there and watching this, sitting through palette after palette after palette. But let me know if you have any of these palettes, if you love them, if you hate them. You'll be seeing these palettes in my makeup basket series. I'll be changing my makeup basket every week, so you'll get to see me use most of these palettes. If you're not following me on Instagram, go over on Instagram and follow me at It's Only Makeup, because I'll be posting my looks for the day on Instagram, and that way you'll get to see me use a lot more of these palettes. I won't be doing daily videos, but I will come and probably do a collage of some of the looks that I do for the week. But if you want to see me on a daily basis, go ahead and follow me over on Instagram, and I'll list my Instagram name here so you can see that. It's also in the information box below. If you want to take a look through my professional makeup kit, I'll be happy to film that video for you as well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, beautiful. I'm so glad to see you here. If you are a current subscriber, thank you for your support. Do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button and let me know that you like this video. And please share the video as well. That'll help me out a whole lot. That's all that I have for today. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with me. I love seeing you here, and I love having you on my channel. I've got a lot more great content coming, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified when new videos drop. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, stay pretty. Deuces.